Hey guys, it's Bicha Lunga back again with another video, and today I will be talking about one of our exceptional and prolific strikers coming from Zambia, yeah, and his name is PATSON, in case you didn't know. So PATSON pretty much plays for Leicester City, and he's one of those really prolific players who has made it on the big scene. One of the few players who made it on the big scene for us as a country. If you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Walia Chalunga, and I ultimately post stuff about football and things that will pretty much help you propel as a soccer player. So for you as a bowler, and also just content based on what's happening in the world as far as football is concerned, with the professional players that we have, and all that stuff. Let's get right into the video, yeah. So like I said, today I'll be talking about PATSON. He's a prolific Zambian footballer, and PATSON has come a really long way. So if you're Zambian, you actually understand how difficult it is to make it and become one of these really great players on the scene. So PATSON is living up to those expectations, which are extremely high for someone who's like from Southern Africa or Zambia to be specific. So it's not really easy to get there, and the fact that he has is an exceptional thing. He's been through his ups and downs, of course. Like everything in life is quite difficult. There are times when you have your ups and there are times when you have your downs, but he kept going. He was resilient, he kept pushing. So PATSON is one of those players who has got great consistency, and he's a very disciplined player. That's one thing that's very amazing about him. So that's why he is where he is today, because he's disciplined, and he's consistent, he's resilient. He believes in God, and he just puts God pretty much first in everything that he does. So that's why I think he's very successful and he's reached where he is. I think for most Zambian players, whenever they get themselves to a certain stage in their career where they reach quite a high position, for example, they get really excited and they forget that this is just the beginning, and that is just pretty much where they're getting started from. And PATSON is one of those players who pretty much took the opportunity when it came. And he came from he's from a humble home, as most Zambians are anyway. So he was born I think he was raised in Kafue, and then he used to play for the Kafue Celtics there, and then he got loaned out to Nchanga Rangers and Power Dynamos at some point in his career. So after being loaned out to those two clubs, he found himself in the Austrian League right before or after the AFCON under 17. We even won the AFCON. And he got himself into the Salzburg team in Austria. So of course he actually went for trials in other places before he got himself to Salzburg. He went to Spain. He tried to pretty much get himself in the system there, but he didn't make it, unfortunately. So that's how he ended up in Austria playing for Salzburg. That's a huge club. It's in Europe. I mean, come on, who wouldn't want to play in Europe, especially if you are from from Zambia, for example. Once you get yourself in a club in Europe, you have to just ultimately keep pushing, and it doesn't really matter where you start from, honestly. So if you just get an opportunity to play professional football, regardless of where you are, make sure you take it with both hands. So everywhere PATSON went, he continued pushing. He got himself to, like I said, he got himself to Salzburg. I think there are a lot of Zambian players, if they got themselves to that level, they would pretty much just lose the discipline, and they would not be able to cope with the stuff like the money, the surroundings. There'll be all kinds of distractions in them and all that stuff. So I really give props to PATSON for pretty much keeping himself professional and staying at his best all the time, and that's what's super important. He may have had some things behind the scenes going on or whatever the case, but that's his personal life. The fact is, whenever he's given the opportunity to get on that pitch, he's delivering and he's putting in the goals and everything. So recently PATSON reached a pretty huge milestone for Leicester City. So he has 6 goals in Europe, and that pretty much puts him as the highest goal scorer in Leicester City's history.
Oh my God! Wow!
So that's a really huge achievement for any player anyway, because Leicester City is a club that plays in the Premier League, and you know, him coming from Zambia and everything, it really shows the magnitude at which he is really good, and what he's doing is really amazing. So if you're a football player and you know you're especially Zambian, for example, if you're from here or anywhere else, we all go through pretty similar situations as far as getting ourselves to be professionals, because there are a lot of obstacles that come in between. So in that case, you just know that okay, it's not really easy to get myself to being a professional player. You know, you may have other careers in the mix, so it makes it very difficult for you to ultimately break through in the system and get yourself to where you want to be. And of course, the competition is high. Like, there's so many other great players around the world, so for you to just get yourself into a team is not the easiest thing to do. So once you get there, make sure that you take it with both hands. Make sure that you pretty much adjust to the system and how it's supposed to be. Ultimately, PATSON DAKA ultimately just broke the Leicester City record in Europe and becoming the top scorer for the club in history. So that's not an easy step to make, and it's really amazing for him as a bowler. So these are the kind of levels that you have to be striving for as a football player. So just hope that you know, the best out of each opportunity that comes is taken. So it's extremely important that you just stay disciplined. I think discipline is the biggest factor when it comes to like football and pretty much anything that you're doing in life, honestly. But you know, where football is concerned, because there's your health, there's you know, there's just so many mental other things that go down and stuff that you have to keep in check. So it's not an easy fit. It's not. But if you're passionate about the game, if you really love to play football, you can get it done. You can also get yourself to these heights that we have that we've seen PATSON DAKA reach. You know, not every Zambian gets themselves there. Trust me, the southern part of Africa, it's very difficult for players to pretty much get themselves in these leagues. So that would pretty much be a topic for another day. I'll talk about something in regards to Southern African players and not really being able to penetrate into the big leagues. So hopefully they will be able to do that. More of us pretty much will be able to do that, and that would be a really amazing thing to happen to, you know, our great players, because there's so much talent here, so much talent. So just the whole exposure aspect is very difficult for us, even the discipline aspect. So you can imagine if we lack exposure, and then on top of that, discipline is also low, so the chances of pretty much getting there are extremely slim, unfortunately. So that needs to change in both sides of the equation. So it's all up to us. At the same time, it's all up to the system to help us get ourselves to greater heights as football players. That's about PATSON DAKA and this amazing milestone that he's reached, and the fact that he has gotten himself even in the Premier League playing for Leicester City, because you know, his life pretty much changed quite drastically when he got himself to Salzburg. So from that time, he's been training, because he played Champions League football there. He played against great clubs, Liverpool in friendlies. He got the goals. He scored some goals in those games. You know, at UEFA Champions League level, he would play clubs like Atletico Madrid. I remember, I was like, wow, you know, he's actually playing against Atletico Madrid. He's literally going to Spain to play these guys in a UEFA Champions League game for Salzburg. So you know, these are things that's like, wow, okay, look, this guy he's made it to these heights, and you know, it's pretty much just the beginning, honestly, because he's still got a full career ahead of him. He's only 23 years old, so he's still got a full career ahead of him, and he has to just stay focused and ensure that, you know, the money doesn't really get into his head, and you know, people around him, he's surrounding himself around great people, because it's ultimately about you surrounding yourself with really good people, because people around you are very capable of messing up your career. So you know, these are some of the things, and you know, he's really doing it well up to this point. He's really done well, and I'm hoping that he will continue to go for another 10 years and be able to have a successful career altogether wherever he's going to end up, and just continue going for the bigger clubs. Because when I see a club like Liverpool coming for him, honestly, at some point, given he keeps pushing hard and playing really good football. So of course, there's that points where he has to improve as a player and all that stuff, but you know, these are things that every player needs to pretty much do. You know, you're never a perfect player. There are things that you need to improve on, and you know, you keep growing as a football player and learning every single day. So that's the whole essence behind, you know, enjoying the game, playing it to the fullest. And yeah, that's about today, and thank you very much for watching. If you've come up to this point in the video, kindly subscribe if you're not subscribed, If you're subscribed, thank you for being subscribed and watching my videos. I really appreciate you. And yeah, let's continue going on this journey, and I'm pretty much going to continue posting more videos for you. And hope you enjoy my videos, and please comment down below what you think about our prolific striker from Zambia, and what you think as far as how he's moving in his career. So yeah, thank you for your time, and see you in the next video.